We've been awfully focused on our dinosaurs so far, and that's not a bad thing for a sanctuary. We can't neglect our guests, though. So, let's make sure they're happy.
Not every guest wants their paleo day out to involve a hike. We need a solid transport setup to keep guests comfortable and their minds and wallets open to what we have to offer. Now, simply put, anything that gets guests from A to B will improve our transport rating. A monorail is the classic choice, but tours can also improve our transport rating as long as there are 2 tour buildings on the route.
Oh, yeah, everybody loves a tour, at least until the power goes out, the storm rolls in, and the dinosaurs disappear from their enclosures.
What's going on, you guys? Train too steep. Oh, so it is. I have a bit of a problem that I'm trying to sort out right now. Too steep, come on. Yeah, it is too steep. Alright, so, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna move it just a little bit further over, and hopefully that will be good. Perfect. Alrighty. So, next thing, I need to get 2 tour attractions. So I wanted to run the zip line as my first one. About halfway. See if I can't back it a little bit further. How far can I back it up? Right about there. Okay. I'm going to connect it all the way over here. Break that first. Alright, so we're going to connect it all the way over to here. What do you mean not allowed? What was that to say? Yeah, you are. Okay, so let's get these paths going correctly again. Delete this one. Should just need to drag it over, honestly. Come on. And it connects there, and then remove this, and I'm going to get this road a little bit more centered. I do have a couple of attractions that need to be assigned to it. Alright, so no guest access. For what particular... Oh, there's no power source as there's no gate. So let's finish that off now. Now that I know the space that I'm working with here. And remove this gate. Bring it in, as this is going to be the new enclosure for one of the animals. I think I'm going to move the brackies over here, if memory serves right. It's just a little too difficult trying to get the brackies and the, I think it's the diplos are over there? I think? Could be wrong. Could be wrong. I do want to give them a little bit more space, which is why I initially tore down the first gate that I had placed up. Even though this one isn't that much better. Okay, so gate and close. I do believe they are asleep. Yes, they are. This one. And then I need you, and I need you, and we are going to move you over to here. 1, 2, and 3. So there's some water. Can't remember exactly what they eat. We'll get all of that squared away as soon as we get them transported. I need to then put a maintenance, or a, not a maintenance, sorry, a ranger station. Add task. And then follow it off by adding in a gate. And there we have it. A new enclosure with some water, a couple little things going on, and a crooked zip line. Well, let me see if I can't move this. Come on, let me put it like right here. Come on. No, it's not letting me move it. That's unfortunate. No, well. There's nothing wrong with it being a little crooked. The other thing that we need to do is we need to add in a second attraction, which I want to throw in the park tour, as I can place that right over here. Or I can place it right over here. Right over here it is. If it'll allow me. There we come on. There we go. And so this one is going to curve. Yes, I realize that's too steep. That's why I didn't want to put it there initially. Thank you, game. And have this roll through. Ooh, actually, let's go this way. It's rather close to a nest. And it snake kind of like through the middle, like this. Bring it over here. And put it here. Next thing I'm going to have to do is I need to remove part of this road. Because I need to make it a little more centralized. So that should cover it from here and to there. So then afterwards, go ahead and drag the road out, bring it to over here, and connect it on up. And then back to the gate. Is there a way for me to... No, I have to actually go over here and activate from this location. Edit tour ride. And then bring this one through the park over here. And then I can connect this one over here. Kind of a little crossway there. Plug it into here. And then just have it go through. Oh yeah, the back section should be fine. Through here. And then over here. And then once again, gonna need to delete that. Okay, so I can do this. And then I think I'm gonna bring it this way just a little bit so we can get some of that covered. There is no viewing over here, so to here, to that. Uh-oh. Okay, got that taken care of. That's gonna be in our way. Okay, so we're just gonna have to move it a little bit. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Seriously. Obstructed by the gate. Okay. And I'll just do this and connect that up. And then I'll make the road work. Right about the middle. There's no way. Obstructed by what? The gates are minutely too close. Are you kidding me? Then how does it work over here? Same distancing, yeah? That's pretty close to there. Honestly, it's... No, it's... yeah, it's off by a little bit. Darn it. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just delete this part right here. Okay, and we're going to bring the enclosure back minutely. I know I'm saying that word a lot. My apologies. So bring it back just a smidge. Like that. Okay, and that should give me the area that I need to work with. Back over here, edit the tour ride, and let's finalize this build. And of course, the curve is too sharp. Oh, Lord. Don't worry, you guys, I'm gonna get this. There we go. And connect it up. Then go back to the road, and I can do this. Nonsense. Things I gotta do to get it to work. But hey, we got it to work. And the next thing I have to do is throw up a path for right here to connect here. Now, why is nobody... Oh, environmental issues. Yes, yes, yes. What's wrong with this one? Missing ground fruit? Seriously? Missing ground fruit. Okay. Missing ground fruit. Missing ground. No, what is going on with this park? Oh, I need to wipe this out again. So a little bit more remodeling, you guys. Got to get this park correct if these dinos are going to be happy. And so what was this Struthio? What did they want? That'll be the easiest to knock out. Some ground leaf and some cover is literally all they want. Just the tiniest amount of ground leaf. So let's see if I can't find a ground leaf combo. Nope. Okay, so ground leaf. I'm just going to put it over here by their nest. And then let's give them some trees. Now, where's the Struthie? Ground leaf. Just a tiniest amount more. I wonder if this will cover it. No, just a hair more. Okay, so ground leaf. I'll throw a little bit out here on the other side of the trees. And this can kind of be like their little section. Ground leaf over here. Okay, so. There's no way that you're still missing ground leaf. How much ground leaf do you need? That's crazy. Let me see if I'm condensing it enough. Maybe that's the problem. And all those little cash flow spikes there, that's adding more of the ground fiber in. So hopefully by me going through a second time and fully painting the exposed areas of their enclosure might take care of my issue here. And that, I don't know, they say they're content, but the ground leaf did go up. Paint a little bit more over here. They really need a whole bunch of ground leaf, don't they? What is this? Why do you need so much ground leaf? Like, you have more of the enclosure than the long necks do. Just for your ground leaf need. I already know it's because some of them are a little bit needier than others. Alright, so this one, tall fruit and tall fiber. Oh, and there was one that needed something else. Why does this one want ground fiber and ground fruit and ground nut when it's the same exact species as this one? Is it because it's a baby? So ground fiber, ground fruit, environment, ground fiber, ground fruit, and tall fiber? Do you eat tall fiber? Perfect. Okay, so that one right there is going to be pretty useful. Let's paint this little section over here with that. And that takes care of their tall fiber requirement. What about the baby? That also takes care of his tall fiber. So the fruit and the nut, fruit and the nut, fruit and the nut. Yeah, just some ground fruit and some ground nut, and we're good to go. Environment, ground nut. Where's some ground fruit and ground nut? Ground fruit, tall fiber. Well, that's a mixture. I can use this one instead over here, as it's better suited for their needs. I might just have to add in a little bit more because it is a more variety of a grouping. Let me see here. So you see that takes care of them. Now just a little bit more for the ground nut. It's all about understanding and like actually going and taking the time, you guys, to look at your requirements. And that should take care of everybody on that one. Yep. All right, so I had a broken gate over here because these guys aren't happy. What are you missing? Missing cover, missing tall nut, missing wetlands. All right, so let's go for the cover first. All right, so let's add a tiny bit of cover over here. Back here in this corner, not a bad place to put cover, especially along this this section over here that won't be used for anything. Now they did say they wanted wetlands, so going over to the swamp, which I can actually swap this back over. As you can see, it gives wetlands and cover. They do want both wetlands and cover, so let's go ahead and make a little section of wetland tree over here, and then I'll swap it over to a little bit of marsh, a little bit of marshland on this flank over here, and then once we get a little bit closer to the middle, turn it into like a little more boggy around this sector right there. And then what do you guys want to eat? Tall nuts. Giggity. Tall nuts it is. If I can find one that's more exclusively tall nut. This one. Okay, and then I can go over here and add in the food source right there. Can add some in right here. Missing tall nut. All right, so I'm gonna have to remove some of this marsh then. And that should be okay. There's still plenty of marshlands. And there we go. All right, then I just need to get the maintenance team over here to take care of that gate, and let's go ahead and unpause. I think everybody's content now. Needs maintenance. Do I have a maintenance team? Operations, maintenance posts. Okay, so I need to get a maintenance post over here. And I didn't even put the road. Hold on. This one we might have some problems with. Yeah, we're gonna have some problems here. So I'm gonna have to remove this section. And we're gonna go back into demolish mode. We're gonna demolish this little piece right there. And what that'll do is it'll give me a little bit more room between the road and the part that I'm trying to work. Which, let's go back over to the ride. And let's finalize the ride now. So I can start from right here, which will bring that to there. Which I can then add in to that right there. And we can find our track completed. There we go. Let me add in a maintenance team over to here. All right. I also need to make another one over here. Add the maintenance team. And then one more time just to see what's red and what's not. Alright, so over here, I'm going to have a bit of a problem. I'm going to need 2 more at the very least. So I'm going to place one here. And I'm going to place one. Oh, I'm going to need several. That's fine, I guess. And then one over here. I might need another maintenance team. Yeah, I might need an entire new team. I'm hoping I don't. I'm hoping I can just assign them to as many as I need. Okay, there we go. Why is there a maintenance post inside here? I'm confused. I'm go ahead and demolish that. I think I meant to put a ranger station in here. No, I got one of those already. Never mind. Alright, so there we go. We got the parks figured out. And now I need to figure out what else I'm going to do with it. Maintenance. I forgot my game is paused. Sorry, maintenance. You can get back to it. So the ride's done. That takes care of 2 of those. Ensure reviewable from the ride to our attractions. Now, right now, it says 1% because the vehicles are just now getting underway. So as they throw out more vehicles, the percentage is going to rise up. Next thing I can do... Why does it say that danger to guests? The guests need to get out of the attraction if they're in it then. It's not my fault. Why? Oh, why are you guys attacking? I thought you had everything you needed. Yeah, you got all the things you want. Head task. So they're working on that, but they're not taking care of the creatures. What's going on with the creatures? Why are you a danger to guests? All of your needs were met. Like, all of them are met. All of them. Everything. In the clear. Almost 200% in all your needs. Well, over 150%. I say that's more than what you need.
Heading to collect the asset.
There. Get on over there. Maybe that'll kill you off. I don't know. Okay, so I still need a whole bunch of stuff to be done. There's no power on this section over here. I'm just going to go ahead and... Let me see. Where can I turn it off at? I can't anymore? I can't turn it off anymore. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to need power for this park. I'm going to need a ton of power. So maybe some power stations back on this side over here might be what the park needs. So I'm going to add at least 3 of them. No. What are you doing, game? Back to power, back to small substation, flip it around, get it straight, and place. Connect it to this one. Back to power. One more small, and that should be every bit of power that I need. The last time that I thought I worked on this park, I thought I added power to it, but apparently I didn't. I guess I was losing my mind. It's because of the... Yeah, it's because it's not flat enough. The terrain is having a bit of an issue here. Come on, let me just place down one more, please. Nope. Alright, so a bit of a problem there. What I can do is I can use the power that I have for a couple different things. I can keep the area down in the beginning. Why can I put you here? What building constraints? Shenanigans. That's the building constraints. Okay, so that should be powered because of all of that. I'm gonna go over here and add one over here. What was that? Oh, it was just a singular. I thought I placed down two of them for some awkward reason. Okay. Did I not put a maintenance thing down here? Why does this need to be repaired? What's going on here? There's some things that aren't going the way they're supposed to. Another thing I need to put down is over here, hopefully. That's what my little one can hear in the background. And then I can put another one of these over here. Or maybe I can't.
Attention personnel.
Let's try this
We have
again.
detected power outages across the site. Available personnel, please respond.
And maybe if I turn it this way. There we go. Okay. And then after that, I just need to feed it backwards. Back over to here. And into this line. And that should be all the bit of power that I need. I'm hoping. Let me see here. I'm at 56, 0 on that one. I could probably hook up the whole park, honestly. There's a lot of stuff to power down here, though, I'm not going to lie. So I think I'm just going to do those. Backup generator. Oh, yeah, I can get rid of you. There we go.
Attention personnel. We have detected power outages across
Oh,
the site.
okay.
Available
So just need
personnel,
one more
please
small
respond.
substation to be placed right here. I'm going to connect it into the line. And there we are. Everything back to being fully powered. And with that, we have our 3-park rating, you guys. I wasn't even paying attention down there. We're almost a 4-star rating. And all I had to do was hook up some power, and everybody's like, oh my god, some power and some park rides. All right, you guys, that's it since we did get that 3-star rating. By the looks of it, I have a very, very small amount to get that 4-star rating. So that video is going to be really short. Thank God. This park's been, too long in the making, but I finally managed to make it work. I just had to put each long neck in their own cage and then throw the miniatures, as I call them, like the Struthios, and I forget what else are there. I think it's just a Struthio and the Pachycephalosaurus that are out and about. So yep, that's all I had to do, you guys. It was a bit of a headache, a lot of prep work, but we finally got that 3-star rating. It only took 3 videos. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up. It really shows that you are enjoying the content. It shows me that I should make more of it, and I can continue the process of doing what I want. Secondly, if you actually did enjoy the content, consider subscribing if you aren't already. It only takes a few seconds for you. It's free. And it goes a long way for my morale and keeps me going with content creation. And I'm still going to do this regardless. You don't have to like it. You don't have to subscribe. It's not going to hurt my feelings. But no, if I made something that you enjoyed, I'm going to end up doing it again. So it's only in your best interest. So my videos, for those of you that aren't aware of my recording style, I sit down for about an hour or until the video is done. No editing, no script. Everything that comes out of my mouth is right off the top of my head. It can be a bit frustrating sometimes, recording in one session. But that's commentary for another video. All right, you guys, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. You guys take care and you stay safe. And we are going to pick up in the next video with, I want to say, the Indonesian park. And then we'll finish it off with Japan for last. But all right, you guys, that's all I have time for. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. You take care and you stay safe. And I'll catch you in the next video. Later, guys.